In a 1968 speech where he reflects upon the civil rights movement, states, in the end we will remember not the words of our enemies but the silence of our friends. As a teacher, I have internalized this message. Every day all around us we see the consequences of silence in the form of violence, war, the genocide, and discrimination. In the classroom, I challenge my students to explore the silence in their own lives. We work together to fill those spaces, to understand them, to name them, and to recognize them. I have 4 principles posted on the board in my class. Read critically, speak clearly, and tell your truth. And I find myself thinking a lot about that last point, tell your truth. And I realized that if I was going to ask my students speak up, I was going to tell I was going to have to tell my students my own truth and be honest with them. So I tell them growing up as a kid in Catholic family in New Orleans. I have given up soda, McDonald's, French kisses, French fries, and everything in between. But one year I gave up speaking. I figured out that the most valuable thing is my own voice. I spent so much of my life telling people the thing they wanted to hear instead of they needed to. I told myself I wasn't meant to be anyone's conscience because I still had to figure out being my own. So sometimes I just wouldn't say anything, appeasing ignorance with my silence, unaware that validation doesn't need words to endorse its existence. When the woman at the fundraising gala said, "I'm so proud of you, it must be so hard to teach that poor and intelligent kids," I bit my lip because apparently we needed her money more than my students needed their dignity. We spend so much time listening to the things our people are saying and that we rarely pay attention to the things they don't. Silence is residue of fear. It's feeling your flows get range gelatin of your tongue. It's air irritating from your chest because it doesn't feel safe in your lungs. Silence is a random genocide. Silence is Katrina. It's what you hear when there aren't enough body bags left. It's sharing, it's chains, it's privilege, it's pain. There is no time to pick your battles when your battles have already picked you. I will not let silence wrap itself around my indecision. I tell Christian that he is a lion, a conductor of bravery and brilliance. I will ask that homeless man what is his name and how his day was, because sometimes all people want to be is human. I will tell that woman that my students can talk about transcendentalism like their last name was Toro, and just because you watched one episode of The Wire doesn't mean that you know anything about my kids. So this year, instead of giving something up, I will live every day as if there were a microphone under my tongue and a stage on the underside of my inhibition. Because who has to have a soapbox when you all have ever needed is your voice. Thank you.